So let's get more on the efforts by the Oyo State government to protect the environment. And we're joined on the program by the Special Advisor on Environment in the state, Mr. Demola Aderito. It's a pleasure to have you on News Across Nigeria.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon. Experts have called for a change of behavior, particularly with this year's theme, which is Invest in Our Planet. But help us understand this. How do we invest in the planet, and what returns do we get? Sort of like a benefit scenario, so that maybe people can better understand what this is all about.
Well, investment in the planet is two-sided. One from the people and the second from government. I, as a representative of government, understand that we need to, as our own people themselves as well, would also need to ensure that they invest as may be necessary their own part, that would ensure that everything government has invested would work to ensure that the world and the earth is protected. In Oyo State here, the Oyo State government were putting in so many things to ensure that our own environment, which is our own earth, the earth is a broader, is a global thing, but locally here, we know there's the role we have to play. We're putting in place infrastructure, we're putting in place strategies, dispose of our waste, that things that would not be against the environment are done by the people. And largely, we're investing heavily in education and sensitization for the people of Oyo State.
Well, waste disposal is particularly tricky generally in the country, and in Oyo State as well. I mean, we've seen complaints and even reports, people just dumping their refuse right in the middle of the roads, people coming out during the rains. I mean, you know how these things go, just dump the refuse right there. So to what extent now has that attitude changed under this administration? Because I think people are beginning to wake up to see that these actions actually have an effect on them now. But whether or not they're able to effectively dispose their waste is another question entirely. So just how well is the government handling that?
Yeah, the present administration, led by His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde, wants a total solution to the problem of waste disposal in Oyo State. Over the time, several administrations in time past have done what they think they could do, invested in some sort of infrastructure. But we believe the problem is not just an hardware solution. There must be a software approach, which is education and sensitization. And that is the central point of what this administration is doing to ensure waste is being disposed of properly and not indiscriminately in the road or in the waterways or probably being burnt up. Those are the And one of the things we have even done to solve that problem is that we understood over time that Oyo State does not have a proper sanitary landfill that could actually take some of this waste. Even places where waste end up are places that it goes to cause more problem for the inhabitants of that area. And that's why in the first year of this administration, one of the things we were able to achieve in the second year.
All right. We've lost connection there with Mr. Demola Aderito, the Special Advisor on Environment in Oyo State. Very important to have that conversation, which concerns the planet, concerns you and I. But we'd like to thank you so much, Mr. Demola Aderito, for your contributions on the program. And we wish your government and other governments the best as a partner with the people to protect and invest in our planet.